Hey, true believers, Englentine here with the best Marvel comic books of 2018, and yes, there are quite a few. Not as many as the worst. This was an easier list to make because there wasn't as much to choose from. Anyway, I did manage to choose them, though, and these are books that aren't just things that I enjoy, but things that I would be willing to recommend to people, and that's much more important to me. Alrighty, now before we get started, don't forget to click like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you don't mind helping out the channel. Go on over to Patreon, links in the description below. And with all that aside, let's get this party started. Just like with the worst list, I do have runner-ups, and I did put them in order, so basically a top 10 list turns into a top 15, so here we go. Marvel Knights 20th Anniversary. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's really cool seeing these characters together. And I've got to say, while I do like the art, while I do like the story, it takes its sweet time. There's a lot of issues of recruitment of, wait a second, I remember now. Yeah, let's get down to business here, guys. A problem I've been having with books, modern day books, I've also been reading some Golden Age stories, and they get those things done. They get out the information. This should not be taking 3 issues. That's why it's so low on the list. Otherwise, the art is good. The story is interesting. I think it's definitely worth the look at. And yeah, I recommend it. The Sentry #1 is possibly one of the most surprising books to me. I don't like this. I don't like the existence of the Sentry. He's a Superman clone. It's an obvious one, and you already have one. His name's Hyperion. And, you know, I'm just, like I said, I just don't like the existence of them yet. Hey, if you can get a good story, you get a good story. And this is a lot more psychological than what I thought. Definitely coming from Marvel. Marvel is good at kick, kick, punch, punch. They're not good at deep and complex stories about their characters. That's not their brand. That's DC's brand. But hey, here, congratulations, Marvel. You pulled it off. This is a very deep and interesting book. The next runner-up, or number 13, is going to get me in a little hot water because I know I'm on the short list of people who like this book. Now, I didn't care for the first issue. The first issue was continuation of Marvel 2-in-1, and Chip Zdarsky does Marvel 2-in-1 better, and I wish that Chip Zdarsky was writing this book, but as it is, I still enjoy the Fantastic Four. I definitely enjoyed Fantastic Four issues 2 and on. This last issue, the number 5, the wedding issue, has just floored me with how much fun with how much fun it was. It was such a throwback to old Fantastic Four comic books, and that's one of the reasons I've been enjoying this series so far. Once again, I know I'm going to get hammered for it, but be gentle. At number 12, or the next runner-up, is Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. Chip Zdarsky, when he started really firing on all cylinders with this, it just made this book incredible. Unfortunately, during the year, there were spots where it seemed like he was backsliding. Not enough for me to hate this series. Obviously not. It's on this list. Just enough for it to go lower on the countdown. That being said, the last few issues I thought were just dang fun. Just pure entertainment. I definitely can recommend Peter Parker's Spectacular Spider-Man. I continue to read it. And look, this is one of the few Marvel comic books that I really look forward to when it comes out. I read Old Man Hawkeye, our number 11, or our true runner-up to the top 10. And I thought, wow, this is such an Old Man Logan clone. I mean, it's one of those things, like I always say, they try to write all of the X-Men as Wolverine. In this case, I thought, well, all the characters are Wolverine, every old man, anything. And when I mentioned this at a live stream, I was told, you got to check it out. You're wrong about this one, so I did, and I was wrong about this. Old Man Hawkeye's pretty damn cool. So not just, yeah, because of that original trepidation, I just have to say it's number 11. It didn't crack the top 10, but it's still definitely something I think... if you checked it out, I don't think you'd be sorry. Just read past the first issue. At number 10, X-Men Grand Design. Now, there were 2 of these, and it really was hard for me to choose because one of them followed the Dark Phoenix saga and so forth. And this one, however, I chose because it doesn't start where the comic books begin. It doesn't start at X-Men #1. It starts with the timeline. It starts before that, and I enjoy it. Now, the art is a little bit iffy. It's gonna take a little getting used to. This does seem a little bit fan artish, but on the other hand, it really is such a great way and fun way to catch up. If you were wondering what the story of the X-Men were, this basically lays it out for you from beginning to end. As a comic book historian, I love reading this kind of stuff. It's just a lot of fun. I recommend it to anybody who wants to read about the X-Men in their heyday. And this is one of the few comic books Marvel is producing that actually respects the X-Men. Number 9. This, I have to say, is a surprise. I was not expecting to like this. I thought Rogue and Gambit, their little miniseries before this, was okay at best. Entertaining sometimes, but mostly it was a big nothing burger. So going into this, especially the way it began with, of course, the X-Men wedding between Colossus and Kitty, and then they go, "Hey, we're here, let's get married." I was just thinking, okay, yeah, we don't need this. Plus, I'm not a Gambit fan. Never really was. But, gotta say, I thoroughly enjoy this book. Once again, and you're going to hear this a lot because this is very important to me. Fun. It's a fun book. This is one of the other comic books that seems to remember what the X-Men used to be. Yeah, the drama stuff happened, but it was also fun and it got you to care about the characters. Mr. and Mrs. X does just that. Number 8. The ladies and gentlemen who usually follow this channel, especially for the last 2 years, understands exactly how hard it is for me to praise Nick Spencer for anything. Fuck you, Nick Spencer, and what you did with Secret Empire. That being said, as much as I didn't like the first couple of issues of Amazing Spider-Man, this book has grown exponentially. This once again has become a fun book. It's entertaining, and yes, like everybody else, I do enjoy the fact that Mary Jane and Peter Parker got back together, okay? I have a heart. Nick Spencer can still go eat a bag, but I have to admit, Amazing Spider-Man has rejuvenated Spider-Man. It really has. It hasn't. I think he's still got a road to go to make up for what Dan Slott did to destroy him. But for now, I gotta say, it's been pretty darn good. Number 7. Star Wars. Nothing but Star Wars. Anyway, this is a good book, guys. I mean, yeah, it's flat out. You keep hearing Star Wars is the best part of Marvel. I don't know if it's the best part, but it's a strong part for sure. I guess if you lined them up and you went good, more Star Wars books would be good than bad. Heck, I even like Dr. Aphra these days. I didn't like it when it first came out. This one, however, it's been following between Empire and Jedi, and for some reason, even though you know how it turns out, you still get a little bit tense when they're in danger. The art is great. Sometimes it's a little too photorealistic, so it's a little creepy, but I do like the fact that, hey, you can really tell. It's not like some sort of weird, bizarre version of them. It's them, and they really do write with the voices of the characters, which I guess is good when you have somebody who is a serious Star Wars fan writing the book. Anyway, yeah, definitely pick this one up. Number 6. Venom by Donny Cates. Man, this, if you have not noticed, if you looked at the thumbnail of the worst of Marvel, you would see that Venom is on that as well. That's because I hate that I love this. I do not like the character Venom. He's played out to me. He's been ruined as a villain. Yet, this book is good. I cannot deny, just because, well, I don't like what Marvel did to the character overall, it doesn't mean that what Donny Cates has been writing has been bad. This has been a very cool book. Very interesting story. And just the fact that I'm reading a book about a character that I really do not like should show you exactly how good it is. Number 5. Cosmic Ghost Rider. I got messages saying that some people didn't like this because they didn't know the tone or didn't appreciate it. This was a funny book. I'm actually surprised they put him into continuity because I think he's going to be a Guardian of the Galaxy now. But this was just, I mean, you're talking about fun. This is crazy fun. This is the Punisher Ghost Rider combo trying to raise Thanos to be peaceful and failing miserably. This is where we got Punisher Thanos from, by the way. And that was just a lot of fun. That was amazing to see, man. I enjoyed this comic series so much. You want to talk about recommendations. I'm just surprised you're not reading it already. Number 4. Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and the Human Torch. Chip Zdarsky, man. He's on fire. Kind of like Kate's. Kind of like Soul. But we'll see him later. It's a fun book. I keep saying that word, but the thing is, without that, why? Why do you read a comic book if it's just morose? This, however, is precursor to the Fantastic Four. Johnny and Ben, they go off looking for him. And this is what set it up. Because the camaraderie between the Human Torch and the Thing made people want that. We were thirsty for it after a while because of this book. We wanted to see the family back together again. We want to see Marvel's first family. And when they announced, yes, they're going to bring back the Fantastic Four, it was like, woohoo! Zdarsky's going to kill it on this title. And then they gave it to Slott, which, like I said earlier, I enjoyed it. But man, I would have loved to see Chip Zdarsky's take on it after this incredible series. Number 3. Bum 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 bum. Star Wars Darth Vader, man. Okay, I promise this is the last of the Star Wars because this is the best of the Star Wars. And it amazes me because if you told me you could make an entire series around Vader, I would think, doesn't he have like one little story? Isn't it kind of like, you know, just down this narrow path? But holy Toledo, is this good? I mean, there's some things in here where it's like, oh yeah, we get to see the badass Darth Vader. This Darth Vader in this comic series is those 8 minutes or whatever it was in Rogue One that we all went crazy for in comic series form. You just get to see him be badass up, down, left to right, straight down the middle. It is so incredible to watch. Granted, sometimes it becomes Mary Sue-ish, but not enough that it's going to ruin your fun. This is so entertaining. And in the runner-up slot at number 2, we have The Immortal Hulk by Al Ewing. Man, we have the Hulk as a monster again. How cool is that? The art in this is great. The writing is it's so strong. And it is so very good to see a Hulk that people should be afraid of again. And I got to say, some of my best Hulk stories is from 290 to 300, where he just loses all sense of Banner and he just goes nuts. I kind of like that, but we don't get that version here. We actually get an intelligent monster Hulk, but he's definitely one to be afraid of. It's a great combination of the two. And I don't know what else to say, really. Seriously? If you're not buying The Immortal Hulk, please tell me why in the comment section below. I probably will disagree with you, but I'd love to hear your reasoning. To me, this is a must-have. It's one of the ones I truly look forward to. You know, whenever I hear somebody say, there's no good Marvel comics, the books on this list, and especially the first one, tells me exactly what they're missing, man. It just, oh my gosh, it's so good to have a writer on a comic book character that you could tell they love this comic book character. And now this writer does a great job on Darth Vader, and I'll tell you, my number 1 pick for best comic book of 2018 from Marvel Comics is Daredevil. Man, he has kicked ass on this character this year. Dude, Mayor Fisk alone was a great storyline. He could get by on that, but the death of Daredevil, holy Toledo. He ended his run just dang near on a perfect note. I'm telling you, this is a book that you should be reading, not just this year, but last year's as well. Charles Soule on Daredevil, like one of the things, this is, you know what? I'm gonna just come out right and say it. This is Frank Miller quality writing. Before Frank Miller went crazy, you know, back in the 80s when he was still cool. Not modern day crap writer Frank Miller. Now, I'm not talking about he does the noir thing. It's just he loves the character and he loves what the character can be. And it comes forward. It comes out when he's writing this. I'm going to miss him on the title. I hope they don't do an Aquaman thing where they bring in somebody like Kelly Sue DeConnick. But for now, damn, Daredevil is the best book Marvel has on the shelf. So there you go, gang. That's my list. That's my top 10, 15 if you go to the runner-ups, because I did do them in order. What do you think? What did I include that you wouldn't include? What did I leave off that you say, whoa, whoa, hold on, this is the top 10 right here? Let me know in the comments below. Might not agree with you, but dang, it's a great conversation to have. Actually talking about comic books on a comic book channel, it may be something rare these days, but it sure is a lot of fun, isn't it? Also, if you don't mind helping out the channel, go on over to Ko-Fi, go on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, helps keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.